we're driving it, we're excited. As soon as we get on the highway, it is roaring loud. Like something is terribly wrong. So I've been a Mercedes G-Wagon fan my whole life. My parents' background, coming from Soviet Union, stuff like that, obviously kind of makes sense there. But always been a G-Wagon fan. I remember when I was a kid, young, and I saw the G500s rolling around and G550s, G55s. I've just always been a fan. Boxy shape, the door sound, the way the locks work. I just forever will always be a fan. And they had to come out with the 6x6. I think it was 2014 they did the release, 2015. I was obviously a huge fan, saw the pricing and where the pricing went. I was like, yeah, that's maybe another lifetime, or it's probably another 20 years, something like that. And then they came out with the 4x4 squared, of course. I thought that was a little more achievable, but always just been a huge fan. And then, the aftermarket world has grown with big lifts, stuff like that. I am always hunting the auctions. I buy weird stuff, cool stuff. I'm really bad at buying. I have a very bad buying addiction. And I was browsing the auction, and I was scrolling through, and I'll just go on the filters. I'll go to Mercedes, and I always select, G550, G63, see if I get something, really high mileage or cheap, something cool. And I was scrolling through, and there's a G550 squared option. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll click it. It's probably out of my budget. And I click it. I'm scrolling down the list. I'm passing a couple of E55s, E63s, S65s, normal stuff you see at the auction. And I get down to the G550 squared, and I look at it. I'm like, hold on, this isn't a squared. It's got four, 6 wheels. It's 6x6. You look at it, you can kind of see the trunk shape. The front picture is very front oriented. So obviously I click on it. I'm looking through it. I'm like, holy crap, this is 6x6 at the dealer auction. Doesn't happen. So I quickly, I'm looking through the details, run the Carfax. I'm hopping on Bring a Trailer, Cars and Bids, looking at transactions. Seeing what can I do with this thing? I'm looking at numbers, and I was like, yeah, way, way out of the budget. But I was like, I'll watch it. So next day I'm going through the watch list. I see it again. I'm like, man, really, really want this thing. I got to figure out how I can get my hands on it. So I contact a couple wholesale buddies, stuff like that. And I contact one of my close buddies, and he's like, listen, let's think of a number. If it goes between that, we can split it. And we can go, run at a wholesale auction, Bring a Trailer, whatever it is. There's some money to be made. I was like, all right, that's cool. So we settle on a number. The truck came up, I guess, last month, and it was on schedule to run on Wednesday, but it would go the next Wednesday, and the next Wednesday. They kept changing the date on when it ran through the sale. I assumed to get more people to make sure they were looking at it and get a lot of bidders on there. So it looked through, month had passed, we didn't really talk. And I was just looking at my daily browsing. I have a lot of times where I slow down on buying. I speed up, slow down, just depends on how the sales are. And I just hop back on to look at stuff, go to the watch list, 6x6 is there. And it's Tuesday, and it's set to run tomorrow. So I was like, it's definitely running tomorrow. So I contact my guy. He's like, man, I don't know. You can try. Doesn't really give me a for sure answer, but I was like, you know what? I'll watch it. And I normally just figure it out. That's kind of my motto. You get something or you see something, and you get that feeling that it's meant to be. You'll work it out. You'll just find a solution. Wednesday, set my alarm. I'm watching the wholesale. I never watch the wholesale, but I'm watching it, eager for each one to pop up. And here it comes up on the auction block. They start the bid off at like $300,000, and I was like, yeah, way, way out of budget. I had done some research. It's a conversion, obviously not a real 6x6. It had a wrap. It had a converted Brabus interior. It was like a Tiffany interior. It was pretty, but you could tell it wasn't an original Brabus. It was a 2017 G550 squared, and it had the new style, 2019 and newer style seats, the diamond stitching. So little details like that. The wrap had a couple of issues. The conversion looked good. I did some research, found it sold a couple of years ago. What it looked like before it sold. It was a factory matte paint, just very pretty, and I had a lot of confidence in it. I even found the company that had converted it, looked up their reviews, everything looked great. So it's up on the auction block. They started at $300. I'm typing in the chat. I was like, this is outrageous. This is getting close to retail. And they dropped the bid. I'm bidding left and right. It's going up by like $25,000 increments. I'm asking the auctioneer, hey man, can you drop the bid? Can you drop the bid by 1,000, by 500, Bidding on it, it's going by thousands and then 500s. And when you spend that type of money, it's kind of like, it's an extra 500. You really wouldn't buy it over $500. My buddy always says if you see $7,000 laying around, you wouldn't pick it up, profit wise. So I was looking at it, getting excited, and I clicked in. I was like, man, this is my last bid. Click in one more time. Once, twice, sold it on the block. I was stoked. I was like, there is no way I just bought a 6x6. Don't know how I'm going to pay for it. Don't know how I'm going to get it picked up. Definitely not going to use central dispatch. All the thoughts running through my head. I contact my guy, And he's like, yeah, it's, let me know. I can work something. I got a couple things going on. How quick do we have to pay for it? And I was like, oh, man, that's not really the thing you want to ask. Of course, I call my dad. Me and my dad are polar opposites. I'm the guy that buys, and he's the guy that's like, oh, you shouldn't do that. So we kind of outweigh each other, balance ourselves. I texted him, called him, showed him. And for the first time, my dad was like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, I would have done the same thing. So I was like, all right, sweet, So we pull a couple strings, work it out, get it paid for, and the vehicle's located in Michigan. So we book our flights. Spirits are through the roof. I own a 6x6. Like, this is a dream come true. I thought by the time I get around to it, I might be 35, 40 years old by the time I can afford one. The prices keep going up. Real Brabus ones are over $1 million. So just super stoked. We're flying up there. I'm thinking about where I'm going to take it, what kind of videos I'm going to do. Instagram, TikTok, everything's scrolling through my head. What I can do with it at the dealership, type of promotion it would get us. I was just stoked. So we get up there, Uber, we get into the auction. We're walking through the auction lanes. They keep it inside, and there it is. It's beautiful. It's lifted, 37-inch Toyo tires. It's got some black Boston wheels. It's wrapped. I mean, you can't mistake it for anything else. If you're a G-Wagon fan, you know exactly what it is. And if you're not even a car fan, you still think it's cool. It's just a cool car. So we pull it out. We're looking it over, a couple cosmetic things, stuff like that. Nothing that's really a big deal necessarily. Moving it through the parking lot, and we just kind of hear like a noise, like something is dragging or hitting. Something in the driveline's not right. But I was like, man, maybe it's tires, something like that. So we go ahead and check it out, hop in the car. We plan to drive it all the way back to Atlanta. Thought that was the safest option for not using a shipping company, and I just couldn't imagine how much it'd cost to ship it. We're driving it. We're excited. As soon as we get on the highway, it is roaring loud. Like something is terribly wrong. We pull over, trying to check it out, see what's going on, and it's just not looking good. There's multiple leaks from the drivetrain. You could see where the drive shaft had rubbed somewhere at some point. The transfer case, I literally reached up to touch the transfer case and a bolt fell down. So kind of not looking good. Thankfully, with the auction, I bought it on a green light, so there's a guarantee on it. So I've got a time frame to drive it, make sure it's good, especially something that's that of value. With the green light, usually you can work out an adjustment with the seller. Just depends on what's going on. Most of the cosmetic issues fall back on the auction because they provide a condition report. Not that they were a big deal, but when you're selling a car for $300,000, $500,000, every cosmetic things matter. So we arbitrated for that. We arbitrated for the driveline noise. And when you get to a certain value, the cost to fix has to be a certain percentage. Anything under $600 is not arbitratable. Anything over $600 or $800, whatever it is now, is arbitratable. In this case, it's got to be like $4,000 or $6,000 of expense to fix it. And in this case, there was some issues with the transfer case. I did a little research and actually finally got in contact with the dealership that had sold it a couple years ago. And he said that he had seen it going down I-95 in Miami. The transfer case had apparently fallen out while going down the highway, is what we were told. Not sure how true that is. There was an extra brace welded on to the transfer case, so it's highly possible that's what happened. So we tried to work out a deal with the auction, went back and forth, but ultimately just weren't able to settle an amount, so the seller chose to just rerun it through the sale. So we're very hopeful that it will run through soon again and that we can maybe possibly purchase it for even less than we originally bought it for.
The Ticket Clinic just launched a brand new podcast, so click the bubble on your screen or the link in the description to subscribe now and get all of Mark Gold's great expertise. And of course, the Ticket Clinic is still here to fight a ticket no matter where you get one. So check them out now to thank them for their support of VINwiki and fight your ticket with the Ticket Clinic.